we are aboard the USS Kiersarge, and it's Fleet Week and Memorial Day weekend, and you see all the people that are here, and they're giving a display of everyone, and including some of the weapons that are here, and you can see how beautiful some of these weapons are, and this is all for the benefit of the public, just to see what it's like on a ship. And again, it's the USS Kearsarge, and all the people are enjoying seeing everything here. That's beautiful seeing that. One of the military trucks on board the USS Kiersarge. We'll take an up close and personal look at the truck. Isn't it great just seeing that? And look at all the people that are here. They just enjoy it very much. But I actually enjoy it too. Just seeing a beautiful truck like this in person. It's one thing to see it on television. It's quite another thing just to see it when you're right here. Here we go, another vehicle, a Beachmaster for the beach. So just for everyone, just to take a look at how nice it is to see all this equipment here. It is really a huge ship, so just to take a look at it makes it easy for thousands of people to be here. Here, giving a brief history of the U.S. Marine Corps on board the USS Kearsarge. Everyone's really proud to be here. All the soldiers are able to see everything, and it's a great chance just to take a look and just to be around here. We're just going to take a little tour around, see everything here, see some of the other vehicles. That's a Humvee right there. And then we're looking back where we came from. You can see all the people here today and all the Fleet Week. Here is the part where it's amphibious part, where it allows the vehicles to be offloaded off the ship onto the beach. You can see how great it is. And when you look outside, you just don't realize how much space is inside. But here's a chance for everyone in the world to see what it's like. See how much beautiful space there is here? It's really incredible. So that's the vehicle right there, AAVP 7A1 RAM. Just great seeing all this. We'll take a look inside too for all the future soldiers that want to be here. Isn't it cool? Now that's where the soldiers, the Marines, the Navy would load in just to prepare for landing. All the tourists that are here for today. This is more of an area where they're just allowing people to see everything. Isn't it just great seeing everything like this? I just think it's fantastic seeing this. Great chance for people just to enjoy what the military is like, what the Navy is like. It's really incredible. Here, this is the storage area for a lot of the flight, for like Ospreys and other things like that. You can see here, great to see everything, to appreciate everything. Here is a Marine helicopter on the deck, on the flight deck. It looks really impressive when you see it in person. And it was great. It's great that everyone here has a chance to see this. And look at how impressive it is. Very nice job they've done here. You can see the distance, the conning tower. That would be nice to be up there. And that way you don't have to be actually in the action, but you can still see all the action. Now this is the Osprey, and that's a vertical takeoff plane. It has a very interesting history. It was originally prone to not work quite so right, but it was a dream of many people in the design field to have a plane that can both take off and fly like a regular plane. So it's still, the jury is still out as to how good the Osprey is, but here on the flight deck of the USS Kiersgard, they have it so that everyone can see it up close and personal. Usually you do not get a chance to see military aircraft like this because it's usually very restricted, and then usually the air bases are out of the way. But here it's a great opportunity to see everything. And believe it or not, the mayor was here, you know, inside the ship, taking a look around. So now let's take a look at the whole flight deck. Now, as I said earlier, when you're looking from the outside and you see this flight deck, it looks really huge. But when you're actually on the flight deck and you're putting yourself in the perspective of a pilot, you realize it's really not that much space to take a plane off from. So when you have these vertical takeoff craft, makes it a lot easier and better. But this is actually a lot of space, and right next door to this ship, this landing craft ship, is the USS Intrepid, a World War II aircraft carrier. Believe it or not, it's pretty much the same size as this amphibious ship. So what that means is that the aircraft carriers that they have now, and which I do know, are much larger than this amphibious ship and much larger than the World War II aircraft carrier, the USS Intrepid. Let's take a look at how long this ship is. You can see here. Great just seeing everything. This is actually the flight deck, and this is the conning tower of this amphibious ship. Now, what an impressive conning tower it is. Like, it's nothing like what you'd expect. It's like so huge compared to what you might see from like a movie. Now, also you see the sign, beware of jet blast and rotors. So everyone, be aware. Whenever you're on one of these ships, when it's in action, there could be jet blasts and rotors in motion. So just be careful. So it's great that they're letting everyone see everything. Now, it's just really impressive seeing all this. And it, as I said a number of times, it's great that the military is allowing this, but it's a way for the people just to see what's going on, to be able to put themselves in the perspective of the military and all the hard work that the military does on a regular basis. So we'll see here the rest of it. We'll see here how much space there is. But as I said, it seems like a lot of space until you become a pilot and you realize it's not a lot of space. Isn't this impressive here? This is another view of the helicopter, looking at it from another perspective. It's nice getting different perspectives. What a powerful helicopter this is. It's like 7 blades. Wow, that's like incredible. Most helicopters only have 4 blades. So you can tell that it's designed for a lot of lift. Now, some of the other helicopters in other countries have 2 sets of blades. Now that is to compensate for this type of helicopter. And then also some of the other designs have 1 set of blades going one direction, another set of blades going another direction to avoid having a rear propeller. Now that rear propeller is there because due to aerodynamics, when you have a helicopter with spinning blades, the body of the helicopter spins in the opposite direction. So you need an offsetting force to prevent the helicopter from spinning out of control. Some other countries, by designing helicopters with 2 sets of blades, one on top, one on below, spinning in the opposite directions, avoid having that propeller at the back of the helicopter. Just a quirk of design, a quirk of how countries want to establish the design. Actually a chance to see the helicopter from another perspective. This is where people will be jumping out of the helicopter for a landing operation. You know, I'm sure these guys have done the landing operations many times, so this is nothing for them. You know, but it's great to see it from their perspective. Now, we're leaving. Steep incline, but you can see all the people that showed up today. They just really, really enjoyed it. It was a great adventure. So it's like so many people came here. Well, it's a huge ship, so it makes it very, very easy for a lot of people to be in the ship, just to see everything, to understand what the U.S. military goes through. Here we go, down, down, and down. But remember, we were on the flight deck, so that was like really great seeing everything. So if you can imagine, this makes it easy to bring things up for a whole group of people to go up if they need to go up, versus just climbing up some stairs. Well, I would imagine from what we were going, maybe like about 10 stories. So it makes for a very interesting elevation. You can see here another space, probably like storage space for some of the planes that they move to sub-flight deck and get it ready to be brought up to the flight deck, because there's actually such a huge space inside here that it's so impressive. Once you're here, you realize how impressive it is to see everything. Now again, this part here is the sub-flight deck. We still have to go down like another 10 stories just to see everything. So you can see here, more information around for everyone to see. You can see how much extra space there is here. It's just amazing seeing everything. And all the other tourists here taking a look at other things. You can see how much space we have here. Just like so impressive. And that is there. It's just amazing seeing everything. So basically, everyone, like when you can, make sure to visit your various ships. So take a tour of what's going on. Like this is an encampment, so that's very nice. So really, it's an amazing amount of space inside the ship and different levels of space. But that's what you see from the exterior too. And here, more tourists seeing what the ship is like, understanding a little bit better how everything is done.
That's how we call.
Basically showing a combat operations center, like what you would have like if you were in the desert or if you were in some other locations where the generals and all the chief people would be. Something similar to every other battle throughout time, where you'd have like a place where the people can plan and decide what needs to be done. And this is on board the ship. This is just as an example of how things would be done. They wouldn't obviously have this on the ship when something was going on, because you have a conning tower, you have other space for people to use. But it's nice that they set this up, show an example of what things would be like in the field. Now you can see with the weather being so good, how many people are actually coming up now. This was not the way it was earlier in the morning because of the rain, but that's to be expected. A lot of people really want to see the ship. That's what Fleet Week is all about. So, and again, we were here earlier in the day, just talking with everyone. You can see how many more people are here now. But that's okay. That's what the ship is here for. It can handle thousands of people without a problem, because there's crew. There's a crew of thousands of people also. See how impressive this is? All the people that are here. It's really nice just being here and seeing everything. That's where we had visited earlier, seeing everything. You can only spend so much time though everything is really nice to see. And there we go. Thank you for visiting, all of you who are out there, and it's really enjoyable to have seen all this. And this is a way for the rest of New York, the United States, and the world to see what goes on with the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Marines. And it was really interesting, and it was very nice of the U.S. military to provide this opportunity for everyone just to see everything. Because really you see these ships from the distance, but you never have quite the chance to visit the ship, to see what it's like inside, to see what people go through and what their lives are like for years when they're assigned to a ship like this.